Some people are saying that this video is proof that a demon possessed this priest. Let me know in the comments what you think. Watch this. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think this priest was really possessed by a demon? Or is he just a piece of shit?
Okay, yo, I have a crazy theory for you.
Alright.
So, would you consider the Earth an organism?
Yes.
Yes, right?
Yeah.
Now, in a sense, the world is living.
Yeah.
Right? In a sense, the world kind of has veins. It has almost even like a
heartbeat too, if you think about it.
heart. Yeah, like a heartbeat, low key. Even has like a nervous system.
Yeah.
If you think about the roots and the plants and all of the things it's attached to in the Earth, it's all connected, right? It's all connected. Now, there's this theory saying that the Earth is a being. It's an organism, and the humans are kind of the virus. So the Earth. So when we get sick, when a human gets sick, right?
Yeah.
We create antibodies to
get rid of the virus.
To get rid of the virus, right?
Yeah.
So in the same sense, the Earth will create natural disasters, famine, drought, wildfire, to kill off the virus.
That's crazy.
Yo,
that's crazy to think about.
Because think about it, bro. Think about it. We low-key hurt the Earth, right?
Yeah.
We're doing worse for the Earth than the better. And look at all the natural disasters that are happening because of it.
Yeah, and think about like the more that we hurt the Earth, like the stronger the storms get.
Yeah.
Like, think about like the more global warming happens, like the stronger like the hurricanes are. The hurricanes are more powerful.
Exactly. Like look at earthquakes before. They haven't seen like huge earthquakes like that.
Yeah.
Like hundreds of years ago. It was different. And then all of a sudden we have these 9.8 fucking earthquakes. These heavy magnitude earthquakes. What the hell?
And, like all these like tornadoes.
I swear almost every time it's like a world record.
Yeah.
So what if we are the virus, bro? What if humans are the virus?
I feel like we're always gonna be the virus, like no matter where we go.
Yeah.
Humans, we always want more. And like we always want to achieve more and all that shit.
Yeah.
100 lifeguards were having a pool party to celebrate one summer without any drownings. You will never guess how one guest died. It was August 1985 in New Orleans. The Recreation Department in New Orleans decided to throw a pool party to celebrate a summer without any drownings. This was actually the first summer in memory that this had happened. There was around 200 people in attendance at the party, and there were 4 lifeguards on duty that day. However, one guest's untimely death would become horrifically ironic. The guests had a great time at the party, but as soon as everybody started to disperse and the lifeguards started to clean out the pool, they discovered something horrific. A man named Jerome Moody was fully clothed, submerged at the bottom of the deep end. They desperately tried to resuscitate him, but it was too late. It's believed that during the course of the party, he'd ended up slipping fully clothed into the pool. No one witnessed it, and therefore nobody had managed to save him.
I'm Ian Van Gogh, and this 2009 gem is one for all my fellow gore-loving friends. And before we get into it, hit that follow button for daily horror movie content and reviews. And today, we're talking about Sweatshop. A group of friends break into an abandoned factory in order to throw an impromptu party, unaware that it's not as empty as they originally believed. So this movie has some unlikable characters, a lot of quick cuts, and a lot of rave dancing. But if you can get past all that, this movie slaps. It has some of the coolest unaliving scenes. The villain is a beast, and their weapon of choice is one of the coolest things that I've ever seen. Come to think of it, if you're familiar with the Executioner from the video game Resident Evil 5, it's kind of like that, and it's fucking gnarly. The blood, gore, and makeup effects are fantastic, and I'm assuming they put the majority of the $12,000 budget into the special effects. If you love gnarly, brutal, and bloody, then this one is for you. I had a blast with it, and I hope you do too. You can find it streaming on Tubi, Prime, and Plex. If you've seen Sweatshop, let me know what you think of it in the comments. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
The catacombs, the darkest secret on Earth.
Move, bitch!
An underground complex 300 kilometers long with 6 to 7 million bodies, and we're supposed to believe it's because too many people got sick and hungry? Or might they be hiding what remains of the old world? And that's just the one in Paris. These catacombs are all over the world. Just a theory, entertainment purposes only. So, why is there a labyrinth of corpses under the city of Paris in the first place? History tells us in the late 18th century, so many people were dying from disease and famine that they started running out of cemetery space to bury them. Bodies were piling up so much they were causing odors throughout the city, so King Louis XVI ordered his authorities to fix this problem. In 1785, they uncovered an old underground tunnel system called the Tombe Issoire quarries, which were used as limestone quarries hundreds of years earlier to build famous sites like Notre Dame. They repurposed these tunnels to relocate all the bones from the overpopulated cemeteries over the course of about 12 years, and did so with an air of secrecy. You know, to not raise panic among the citizens, of course. The site was officially called the Paris Municipal Ossuary and eventually began to take on the mythical name of the catacombs. The first thing anyone notices about these subterranean graves is the intricate, almost ritualistic design of the human remains. The bones weren't just stashed away in large heaps as one might expect would be the case for a disposal project as this one, but were organized in a decorative fashion, aligning femurs with skulls along the walls, geometric patterns, a throne of bones, and even this famous centerpiece known as the barrel, which, according to sources, were all put in place by the average 18th century quarrymen. They were led by official quarry engineers like Louis Etienne d'Aturi, but still peculiar to see. In fact, the architecture was so nice that in 1809, the catacombs were even open to the public for tours, which only the rich could afford. Ritualistic sites involving the deceased attended by only the elite class? Some things never change. Now, why on earth would a literal mass grave be so intricately decorated for presentation in a borderline victorious manner like they were celebrating something? But no, they were just moving some bones out of the way, nothing to see here. Let's do some math. 6 to 7 million bodies moved over the course of 12 years as claimed means 57 to 67 bodies moved every hour, night and day for 12 years straight. That's one body, which contains several bones, moved into place in carefully designed patterns every minute, day and night, non-stop for 12 years. Which could be possible given a sizable workforce, just quite impressive to say the least, especially given their incredible design. But the question does arise, where do you get 6 to 7 million bodies in a city with a population of just about 600,000 at the time? That's 10 times the population of Paris in the 1780s, and even about 3 times Paris's population today. I understand these bodies have accumulated over centuries, but the population was even lower in previous generations. Not to mention, even most bones do decompose and become extremely brittle within 100 years, so where did all these remains come from? Disease and famine is the main explanation we're given. Even Great Britain was having the same problem of overflowing cemeteries around the same time. It's almost like there was an old world here before us that got wiped out in a short period of time, and they needed a place to hide all the bodies, which reveals these Paris catacombs were merely the tip of quite an extensive shaft, as we see hidden mass grave sites like these all around the world, like in Odessa, Ukraine, home to the largest catacombs in the world. 2,500 kilometers of tunnels dug into limestone bedrock dating to about the 17th century, also used as a quarry and never officially to store bones of the deceased, but the majority of these tunnels haven't even been explored yet. Documentation of these catacombs is extremely limited, almost like they didn't want anyone to know what's down there, with large areas even being off limits to the public. Rumors claim that up to 1 million bodies may be buried down there, but on record, there's none, which is kinda odd given they're officially called the Odessa catacombs halfway around the world. The Basilica and Convent of San Francisco, a cathedral in Lima, Peru, has its own network of catacombs underneath. And again, what do we see here? Human bones arranged in a decorated manner, eerily similar to the ones in Paris, kinda like they were built as an award, a trophy, or accomplishment of some sort. Estimated to hold at least 25,000 bodies, with some claiming up to 70,000, or so we're told, as these haven't been explored much either, with many smaller catacombs under other churches in the surrounding area, all believed to be connected, possibly bringing the body count of this network into the hundreds of thousands, maybe millions, but just speculation. The Lima catacombs weren't even publicly rediscovered until 1943, despite starting construction in 1546. Now, why put so much effort into designing yet another artistic mass grave site just to keep it hidden for hundreds of years? Just like the Brno ossuary in Czech Republic, again under a church and rediscovered as recently as 2001, despite being used in the 18th century, and this one has an estimated 50,000 bodies, but as always, it could be
be more. Organized in the fun geometric patterns we see everywhere, almost like the same group of people did this around the world. And like, why? Why put in so much artistic architectural design made of human remains into an underground crypt that no one is ever supposed to see? Allegedly constructed by your average 18th century quarrymen, because, you know, they all had degrees in advanced architectural design back then. Some sources even admit they appear to be arranged in a ritualistic manner, like the ones who built them were trying to achieve something more than just a gravesite. And what about those underground crypts they've been finding in places like New York City? Are there more of these hidden all around the world? St. Stephen's Cathedral in Vienna, Austria. Catacombs with about 11,000 bodies. The catacombs of Rome, once said to host hundreds of thousands of the deceased, but have largely since been emptied. Under the Church of St. Paul's beneath the island of Malta. More catacombs. This list is endless. Almost always found directly under a church or cathedral. The obvious answer is they want to honor the dead by burying them under places of worship. Unless it was the churches that were strategically built on top of the catacombs. A perfect hiding spot for mass graves that nobody would accidentally stumble upon while keeping the majority of their known tunnels off limits to the public. These are just the ones we know about. There could be many more under major cathedrals in every city. So did all these places just happen to have body overpopulation issues in the past they solved by ceremoniously decorating underground caverns with skulls and femurs? And today, we're a-okay, despite global population skyrocketing. Or maybe there was something back then that resulted in a huge spike of bodies. Fires. Almost every single major city has had their own Great Fire that took place in the last 400 years or so. Try it out. Search up the Great Fire of your city name and you're almost guaranteed to find something. Great fires in every city, mass graves largely unexplored under their streets. Was there an old world, a lost civilization as recent as the 1700s that was wiped from the earth and intentionally hidden from records? Some mystery enthusiasts say yes. Before the Great Fires, there was rumored to be a great global empire that rhymes with barbarian. Ugh, I don't even know if I want to get into that. And who knows, maybe these catacombs are just totally innocent and none of this is true.
When little girl was murdered, it turned out that Child Protective Services already knew about her. They had over 6,000 pages of reports on her, but nothing was done. The details of the absolute horrors that this child endured are absolutely shocking. Mercedes Lozoya was a sweet little 5-year-old girl. It was February 2022 in San Antonio, Texas. Mercedes was rushed to hospital. Her mum was Katrina Mendoza and she was dating Jose Ruiz. It was only after the child was taken to hospital on the 7th of the month that the true horrors she was subjected to would be revealed. Katrina's family had actually alerted Child Protective Services to the abuse that the child was going through. Katrina admitted that her boyfriend would pull her daughter's hair, cover her mouth and stick pins in her feet. If she wet herself, he would drag her through her own urine on the floor. In an attempt to assert some kind of dominance and humiliate the little girl, he would smear dog feces in her face. Claiming to be disciplining Mercedes, he would beat her with his hands or the buckle of a belt. The child's mother witnessed this and allowed it to go on for weeks. After being taken to hospital, Mercedes passed away from her injuries. Her autopsy showed extensive trauma. Jose was found to have pictures of the little girl on his phone, and these were incredibly disturbing. In one, she was bruised and bloody. In some of these images, she was nude. On one photo, she stood in the shower with her clothes stuffed in her mouth. In court, her mum was asked why on earth her child was stood in the shower with her clothes in her mouth, to which she replied she would be crying, or maybe at that time she had made an accident on herself. Now, Mercedes' older sister, Jordan, actually testified via video in court. She was only 6 years old. She told a forensic interviewer that her mum shoved a spoon down her sister's throat and made her fall off a chair. As she fell, she hit her head on a lamp. Katrina claimed that the 6-year-old was lying. Katrina was asked in court why she didn't leave the man who was abusing her daughter or report it to the police. She stated, "Because I was in love with him." Jose was charged with injury to a child, assault, bodily injury and violation of a protective order. He's been sentenced to life in prison. Katrina was charged with injuring a child, but accepted a plea deal to testify against her ex in court. She faces up to 45 years in prison.
Skinwalker is a shape-shifting demonic entity. It's essentially a Native American witch or warlock that sells their soul in exchange for the ability to take on the skin or shape-shift.
Hi. Oh my god, Tiana, go! Go! Oh my god, oh my god! Oh my god, Tiana! 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 Oh my god, oh my god, he's... Oh my god!
That's what I'm saying, we're walking home now, and you can't come with us, Neil. Buddy, I know you're lonely here, but you just can't come, bud.
god.
What is a skinwalker?
These are the 5 scariest pictures ever taken. Number 5, this photo of 2 parents sitting with their son's killer after he'd moved in with them. In May 1997, 8-year-old Jamie Lavis was abducted by his bus driver, Darren Vickers. He befriended and groomed the boy before kidnapping him, R-wording him, and murdering him. But that's not even the worst part about this. Vickers gained the boy's family's trust by being the one to lead the search party to find the boy. The Lavis family was so blinded by his supposed determination to find their son that they even agreed to let him move into their home. He even slept in their bed. Number 4, this photo of 2 brothers before being struck by lightning. This image, taken by their sister, shows the exact moment before lightning struck Michael and his younger brother Sean. Number 3, this photo of Amira Sanchez, taken very shortly before she died. In November 1985, the Nevado del Ruiz volcano erupted in Colombia, and the eruption caused huge mudslides that buried Amira's town and a lot of the town's people. Amira, a 13-year-old girl, was pinned beneath the debris of her own town and was trapped there, sitting in freezing cold water for 3 whole days. In this photo, you can see her hands have turned white because of hypothermia, and her eyes have turned black because of ruptured blood vessels. Number 2, this photo of Tyler Hadley at the party he threw after killing his parents. In July 2011, Tyler bludgeoned his parents with a hammer, hid their bodies in the bedroom, and then threw a party at their house. And the most messed up thing is, during the party, his parents' bodies are upstairs, laying dead in the bedroom. The police were called because of a noise complaint, and when they went around the house to break up the party, they actually found the bodies of Tyler's parents, and he's currently serving 2 life sentences. Number 1's probably the craziest picture you're gonna see in your life, but before I get to it, if you like this content and you want to help support the channel, please just drop a follow. It really helps me out. Thank you. Number 1, this photo taken by Philippine politician Ronaldo Dagza of his own assassination. And this image is terrifying, but interestingly, it's thought that because you can see the muzzle flash and that a family member has already turned to face the gunman, that the weapon had already been fired. And it was actually Dagza dying that forced him to take the picture. So, arguably, the photo was taken by the assassin.
The 3 lethal weapons owned by Russia no one else has. Number 3, Perisvet Laser System, an advanced directed energy weapon designed to blind optical electronic systems, such as satellites, unmanned aerial vehicles, and missile guidance systems. Its technology remains highly classified, giving Russia a significant edge in anti-satellite warfare and electronic warfare capabilities. Number 2, Satan II RS-28 Sarmat, a heavy intercontinental ballistic missile designed to carry multiple independently targetable nuclear warheads. With a range of over 16,000 kilometers, it can strike any point on Earth with unparalleled precision and devastating force, providing Russia with a formidable strategic deterrent. Before revealing the number 1, remember to subscribe and like the video. Number 1, Tsar Bomba RDS-220, the largest and most powerful nuclear weapon ever detonated, with a yield of 50 megatons. Its sheer size and destructive capability far surpass any other nuclear device, making it a unique symbol of Russia's nuclear arsenal. The 3 strongest air defense systems in the world. Number 3, S-400 Triumph, Russia. The S-400 Triumph is a highly advanced surface-to-air missile system with an impressive range of up to 400 kilometers and the ability to detect and track targets up to 600 kilometers away. It can engage multiple targets simultaneously, including aircraft, drones, and ballistic and cruise missiles. Number 2, Barak 8, Israel. Barak 8 is a modern air defense system jointly developed by Israel and India, designed to protect against a variety of aerial threats, including aircraft, drones, and missiles. It has a range of around 70 kilometers and is capable of engaging multiple targets simultaneously. Before revealing the number 1, remember to subscribe and like the video. Number 1, Patriot PAC-3, United States. The Patriot PAC-3 system is a versatile air defense system designed to intercept and destroy incoming ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and aircraft. It has a maximum range of around 160 kilometers and can reach altitudes of up to 24 kilometers. The system employs advanced radar technology and hit-to-kill missiles for precise target interception.
The most amazing natural phenomena on Earth. Volcanic lightning is a lightning storm in the middle of a volcanic eruption. When a volcano erupts, it projects positively charged debris into the atmosphere, which collides with negative charges already present, creating an electrical charge. Because this event is so dangerous and happens so quickly, it makes it extremely difficult to study, let alone even get a photograph of. But when they do, it produces a truly spectacular image. Of the 4 basic types of thunderstorms, the supercell is by far the most dangerous. What separates it from the regular storms is, of course, their ominous shape, but also that they spin with a persistent updraft, giving them the ability to generate tornadoes. Luckily, supercells are rare, but when they do occur, they're not only incredibly destructive, but also have the ability to sustain themselves much longer than traditional storms.